This is Cutting Down the Nets. It's Friday, March 4th, and actually it's Thursday night, and I'm trying to do this a little earlier because, man, the people, they're betting, man. So, like, lines are moving. If you can grab a good line early, you can get a lot of closing line value. I had some today where I'm like, I might bet a little bit on the other side just because I had a big enough window, and seeing how these played out might have been a smart thing to do. So I haven't updated the record because, man, I placed a lot of bets today. There's a lot of sweat hanging out there. And if you're wondering why, sometimes you just got to feed that dark passenger. There was value shown. I was just like, fine, I'll do another one. And then lines would move some more and be like, fine, there's another one. So, um, yeah, I got a little overextended today, but that's what makes this time of year fun. So I'll update, obviously, as games take place. So next video we'll have everything up to date. I don't hide from anything. It's all on BetStamp. You can always verify what I do. So let's look at Friday's schedule. And I'll see if we can highlight anything that might be on the move rather quickly. So as I pull that up, we start with Arch Madness, and we have Bradley at Loyola. So when Bradley's not turning it over, they have a pretty efficient offense. And Loyola is an elite shooting team who really only struggles when shots aren't falling. Neutral site, they split the season series. Bradley's MO is they can force jumpers, but again, Loyola's a elite shooting team. But if Loyola is not on, Bradley's an excellent defensive rebounding team, which can hold Loyola to one shot. So I think there's value there. KenPom and Torvik do as well, and sometimes with these arenas for conference tournaments and stuff, you can have some tough shooting nights. So I think I like that as an angle as well. If you were playing Drake, which I'm not showing any value, just note that Wilkins, who is their best defender and one of their perimeter shooters, he is out for the rest of the season, and their defense is actually like 0.06 points per possession worse without him, according to analytics. Buffalo at Kent State. This is a weird one. Paddy has Kent State by almost 9 points, about 8.5. And Kent is the only good MAC win for Buffalo the entire year. They're kind of king of the bad teams. And Kent has survived an 8 out of 45 from three-point range the last 2 games, meaning their efficiency without hitting any threes still makes this a play on the Kent side. So I like that a lot. That one's green, and we're going to go there. High Point at Winthrop. Is this Tubby Smith's swan song? Where's the $5,000 tickets to watch Tubby Smith's last game? I don't know. The Winthrop profile is actually a little stronger. So this, minus 2.831 could be more like 3.5, maybe even 4, but I still think there's value there. And the reason that might be off a little bit is Charleston Southern went 15 out of 26 from 3 in their last game, and that really jacked up Winthrop's defensive efficiency. Neutral site, I still think this line could grow, though. So I get that KenPom's 4. I get that Torvik's 2. I just don't really want a 6.5. I'd prefer something 7 or greater, and I'm willing to sit it out. Just High Point's not that good. I don't know. It's a tricky one. Campbell, Gardner Webb, not seeing anything. Look, I've been willing to fade some shot quality disparity to play Paddy plays, getting more aggressive with that, as you saw today. But 10 points is what shot quality has Ball State favored by over Western Michigan. So that's too much for me. You would need Western Michigan to get hot from 3. Both teams are awful defensively, so it's certainly in the range of outcomes, and I'm just not going to go there. Not much showing here. That's a big spread for Toledo, even though Bowling Green has not stopped anyone lately. Get to Ohio, Northern Illinois. So this shot quality is, far off from Paddy, but it's closer to the actual point spread of 9.5. So that makes me more interested. And it's mainly showing as a play due to Ohio's recent adjusted defense. There are plenty of matchup concerns for Northern Illinois here, and they commit fouls at such a high rate that they'll likely have a couple guys foul out. But that's not new. They have like 3 guys that commit, like their fouls committed per 40 minutes are around 7. So they don't make it through the game when that happens. This last game, that's a color. I'll just note, like, I'm not betting this. This just feels like an extremely high variance situation. So Chuck South is playing USC Upstate. USC Upstate's head coach, I think it's Dave Dickerson, lost his wife to cancer yesterday. So I'm expecting an emotional game. I assume the team will be rather fired up, but that can work both ways. And I'm just not going to take a gambling angle in a game where a coach just lost his spouse, cancer. Moving on. These bottom ones, some of these matchups may not take place. So I'll obviously update. I'll put in notes. But Illinois State will play Northern Iowa because the Redbirds beat the Sycamores today. So I'm in the 8.5, 9.5 range favoring UNI. So if you saw a 6 or something like that, you could bet UNI and expect that line to grow and get good closing line value. And if you saw like a 12 or something like that, that's too many. Something to note though, UNI's adjusted offensive efficiency is absolutely insane the last 4 games. They just haven't missed from anywhere. Missouri State will draw Valpo, Evansville winners. So this is kind of what to expect in that game. Round 8 is where I'm at if they play Valpo, and probably in the 15 range. Now, that's not me predicting point spreads. That's me saying where I think it's going to be. So then you have to determine based on the point spread that opens, or you have access to what to do with that. Southeast Missouri State won, so they will face Murray State, and they looked pretty darn good today. Not that will happen in the next game, but shot quality has Murray by 15, 16 points. Paddy has it closer to 10. Belmont will play the winner of Tennessee Tech, Morehead State. I think we're all expecting Morehead State. And if so, I actually have Morehead State as a slight favorite over Belmont. So likely a play there. Pacific and LMU are battling for the right to play BYU. And you can kind of see what shot quality and Paddy think of that. Those potential matchups. And then tonight, San Diego will face Pepperdine. And Coach K, Sega Genesis, George Zedek. He was one of the stars of that game if you played with UCLA in that game. Anyway, his kid, Jan Zedek, plays for Pepperdine. I just think that's kind of funny. So that's what I'm looking at. Obviously, I'll update that, but I'm going to get this sheet into the video because stuff's moving so much. There's so much attention on this stuff that I'm seeing line movement that I have not seen the entire year. And it's just getting me excited for March, and it certainly will get kind of crazy next week. So this is cutting down the nets, and my recap as of now is Bradley +6, Kent State -2. High point, I'd personally want 7 or better, maybe Northern Illinois 9.5, but that comes with a lot of matchup concerns. And then, as we saw, some of these games don't have lines for yet, so check the spreadsheet, which I'll update, and then check BetStamp when I place a bet. And you don't have to tail me. Use the spreadsheet to your own thing. Find games you like. Make your own decisions. And best of luck to you. I hope you all win lots of coins.